friends who saw my sort of dipping my toe into the GoFundMe thing and then disappearing, and I'll tell you why that happened. And if you're tuning in as you have Sjogrens and you're curious, listen to this. I had a terrible flare up. I brought it on myself by overdoing it severely. And I honestly, everything was getting worse again, and the medication didn't seem to be backing it off. So I took the bull by the horns, and I embarked on a 9-day water fast. And that's not a lunatic fringe California thing. It was condemned roundly by the medical profession until very, very short, like last week or something, just about. But I'm going to come back and detail this more. But as I have made the rounds with doctors, and none of them really believe Sjogren's system existed anyway. They were supposed to diagnose this. What's a water fast? Is that where you only drink water? Well, like you fast, and that's supposed to make you well? I mean, they're just bloody perplexed by it. And the key word there, autophagy, children. So I'm on 2 feet, and along with, at least knowing what I got here and stuff, hell, it's Indian summer for me. I think my middle years, I think they're going to be not golden. They're going to be a vibrant and fiery amber for some teeth whitening, which is really bad for you. We determined yesterday. I don't care if I look like Austin Powers. I really don't at this point. And you know what I love about this idea I'm going to tell you? A Sjogren's channel, I can look like a whole, pile of cow dung and either just look that way or put on glasses or, an iron mask or something, like the man in the iron mask, one of those. And it's like, yeah, hello. Station, this channel's called Sjogren's Warrior, something like that. Ha, ha, ha. But what my observation is, what I want to do is people are only starting to really put the message about this syndrome out there in a medical way. And it's just so unbelievably, compared to its prevalence, it is wildly underestimated, wildly underdiagnosed, and wildly undertreated. And there are some very obvious reasons for this that are really incredibly fucking stupid, and people are dying from it. So I'm not an angry person. I am grateful that I have lived this long, because I'll tell you, if I didn't have Sjogren's, there were plenty of other things I could have done. I was doing to myself that I don't know why I'm here. I just don't. And, that's kind of my skin in this whole game and the other stuff I'm doing. There are very few people who have my quota of misadventure and near-death experiences and still have the brain cells and the experience as a professional writer and a specialist in autobiography as a ghostwriter to put all this stuff down. Also with a reasonably qualified background in medical journalism. Oh, I'm chosen. Thank you, storm gods. I'll sum this up. In 1985, I went looking for a spiritual solution to a neurological problem, and I had been ever since before I was a teenager. I just thought something was wrong I didn't know. I just knew something was wrong. And couldn't get in to see a doctor for weeks anyway. I grabbed the bull by the horn, and I checked out the research, and it was solid, and I embarked on what wound up being a 9-day water fast. And it has had a profound effect in reversing my, I'll say decline. There's neuropathy and all this terrible stuff that goes with this. If you don't know, it's an autoimmune disease that attacks the lubricating glands of the body, the exocrine system, to say it right. And but it migrates, and it can mimic, MS or do the same thing. It hit me in the colon 20 years ago, and I nearly died. I lost a section of it. I was really lucky to come out of that. Interestingly, my primary doctor at the time was a rheumatologist, and they never bothered with that basic test. It's been a very interesting journey, and I think there's almost no one who could not benefit from hearing about some of these experiences, because what I've arrived at, I would turn a lot of conditions around for a lot of people. So I was only recently diagnosed with Sjogren's. I concluded myself that it was through some pretty deep research, and then just a knock upside the head with serendipity. Like, oh my God, this has really got to be what it is. And I reviewed my family history, and it was just a dead ringer for something that had cut a swath through my family. I went to my primary and I said, I have an autoimmune disorder, and I'm sure it's Sjogren's, but if it's not that, it's something. And this cycle I went through is not in the least bit unusual. In fact, it's typical of people at Sjogren's. And all of this stuff I'll detail. I just want to give an overview about where I'm going with all of this and what I've learned. I'm less interested in being on the cutting edge of Sjogren's research and treatment than I am leading a surge of people who can learn how to be kinder to themselves and deal with this more effectively. My concerns about a neurological problem and some other things had been scoffed at. One doctor in Kentucky, are you kind of a nervous person? Well, maybe if you go to work, you'd feel better about yourself. Boy, you don't want to work. Then you get to like, well, if you just change your attitude, So, Sjogren's people, I think it's safe to say we've got some personality traits in common. And I think our psychic and spiritual moral challenges are quite unique. Well,